Hello and welcome to LAT's Weekly Market Insights. Wall Street was rocked this week as social media and retail traders sent GameStop shares to a 1,700% increase for 2021. This unprecedented move comes as an army of individual traders that are using social media sites like Reddit and Twitter to coordinate their strikes against short sellers. GameStop has turned from a technically well-behaved chart to a frantic and devastating mover. As we look to the chart, we can see the previously technically behaved chart, this 50% retracement in a technical uptrend, finding support before forming a double bottom. The breakout then coming from this channel, which was already losing momentum, and then seeing continuation to the top side. However, those that bought into GameStop at this price back on the 11th of January could not have foreseen what was about to happen. This market has rocketed to its 1,700% gain in 2021. Now, this frenzied battle between amateur investors and professionals has led to funds to having to scale back the size of their bets as trading volumes on Wall Street exceed the peak set at the height of the financial crisis in 2008. To stem the bleeding, many short sellers, including multi-billion-dollar hedge fund Melvin Capital, have been forced to exit their positions. Hedge fund Melvin Capital was forced into a rescue package from investors after the unprecedented assault crushed its bets against GameStop. Others feared falling into the same trap and turned to foul-mouthed online message boards instead of companies' earning reports in an effort to stay ahead of day traders. Large US brokers, including Schwab and Robinhood, curbed trading in shares of companies including GameStop, AMC, and BlackBerry. Whilst GameStop has grabbed the headlines, similar patterns are emerging elsewhere. The Kuala Lumpur traded shares of Top Glove, the world's biggest maker of rubber gloves, jumped 14% on Friday after Reddit users called on investors to buy the stock. The big question is, could we be seeing a major turning point in the approach Wall Street and global hedge funds have to go about their business? Since early 2020, alternative data provider Quiver Quantitative has been scraping data off now 4.5 million strong Reddit message board, identifying the most talked about companies and using language processing to determine whether sentiment is positive or negative. In the past few days, numerous institutions and large hedge funds have been in touch asking for additional real-time data about discussions happening on Reddit forums, said James Kadask, Quaver chief executive and co-founder. Whilst GameStop has become a talking point this week, could we be uncovering a potentially far more concerning trend within our market? One Wall Street investor who spoke under the condition of anonymity speculated that these platforms would not retreat back into obscurity, predicting instead they could become a breeding ground for targeted disruption of companies, especially those perceived to be behaving badly. The person warned that institutions that do not make good on certain environmental, social, and governance standards, for example, could get caught in the crosshairs. The forums could also facilitate more insidious behavior. The investor cautioned, GameStop is a small company, but what about taking a highly functioning company and bringing it to its knees? A fascinating week for markets, a potentially scary week for markets, huge gains for some, huge losses for other. Only time will tell as to where these market goes next. For now, it's all eyes towards the social media platforms, towards those message boards to see what impact are they going to have on markets going forward into next week. That is all from us this week. Please do join us same time next week.